hit 1.5 trillion naira. Lagos government seals over 10 buildings in Ejibo over non-compliance with building codes. On the foreign scene, major quake crushes building in Vanuatu. We begin with national matters. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed 8 permanent secretaries in the Federal Civil Service to fill existing and impending vacancies in some states and geopolitical zones. It was the second set of 8 permanent secretaries appointed by the President, following those appointed last June from Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Bauchi, Jigawa, Ondo, Zamfara, Southeast, and South-South. The Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation recommended that the new permanent secretaries be appointed after diligent selection. President Tinubu urges the new permanent secretaries to demonstrate greater commitment, diligence, and innovation in serving the nation. In another development, the federal government, in collaboration with the World Bank, has allocated $600 million to rehabilitate 200,000 kilometers of rural roads under the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project. Speaking during a press briefing in Abuja, the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Abdullahi, revealed that the World Bank is contributing $500 million, while the federal and state government will provide $100 million as counterpart funding. Abdullahi revealed that the RAMP initiative, already operational in 19 states, focuses on creating sustainable rural infrastructure. According to him, the states are required to establish rural access road authorities and state road funds to ensure road maintenance and sustainability. He further disclosed that 16 of the 19 participating states had already passed legislation to establish these institutions. The National Bureau of Statistics has said Nigeria's export to countries in the Economic Community of West African States reached 1.54 trillion naira in the third quarter of 2024. Data from the Bureau also showed that Nigeria's imports stood at just 82 billion naira. The report revealed that Nigeria's main trading partner within the ECOWAS region was Ivory Coast, which imported 662.71 billion naira worth of goods. Togo followed with 574.93 billion naira, and together the two countries accounted for 97.60% of Nigeria's total export to ECOWAS countries in quarter 3 in 2024. The Federal Executive Council on Monday approved 263 billion naira for the first phase of the Presidential Power Initiatives, otherwise known as the Siemens Project. The project involves the engineering, procurement, and construction and financing of 330/132 kV and 132/33 kV substations in Onitsha, Offa, Abeokuta, Ayede, and Sokoto. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, revealed this when he briefed State House correspondents on the outcomes of Monday's Federal Executive Council meeting at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Adelabu said Monday's approval follows the 80% completion of the project pilot phase. In a bid to eradicate hunger and enhance the economic development of the country, the Federal Inland Revenue Service has trained youth in Ondo State on livestock farming. Speaking with the youth in Akura, the Ondo State capital, the executive chairman of FIRS, Dr. Zacchaeus Adedeji, said the training was aimed at empowering Nigerian youth to achieve financial freedom by expanding the tax nets and exporting poultry products from Nigeria across the globe. Represented by Benedict Akpana, the executive chairman said that the training would help the youth become entrepreneurs, further reducing insecurity and unemployment in Nigeria.
Agriculture is a non-negotiable economic growth factor. Without agriculture, you can't have a nation. So we believe that via this training and empowering these people to increase, their strength in farming, we are increasing the revenue, of course, as well as the GDP of this country. Because imagine exporting all agricultural products from Nigeria to Europe, to America, to the UK, and the likes. It will definitely increase our country GDP.
Also speaking, the convener of the training, Femi Oludare Roland, said the major objective of the empowerment was to enhance food security, provide job security, and eradicate hunger and poverty among the people.
Livestock farming for Southwest youths is a project that we felt that battered at the expense of, okay, how do we help our farmers? How do we equip our farmers so that they can do more? So that, because we discovered that we're having a large increase in population in the society, and we don't want other countries, we don't want people out there to be producing food for us, what we eat. So we need our young worlds, our youth, to go back to the farm and work and put food on our table.
Beneficiaries commended the organizers for the thoughtful initiatives.
This is capable of generating so much employment in the country because there are different levels to poultry farming and to aquaculture in general. So there are different cadres where people can tap into and then make their money, from the supply of inputs to the supply of the raw materials, the birds, the fingerlings, the juvenile, and then the grow out, the processors, the breeders, and co like that. So there are many areas where people can tap in.
This sector can really generate a lot of income, employment for the youths, like can actually solve the problem of unemployment. With this support and with this system, the youths will know how to cater for themselves after school, not waiting for jobs from the government, and this will actually bring a lot of help to the youths of nowadays and really help us.
We move to Rivers State now. As part of the activities marking the first commemoration of Universal Health Coverage Day, themed Health is on the Government, the Rivers State Contributory Health Protection Program successfully organized a health walk and outreach program aimed at promoting inclusiveness and raising awareness about universal health coverage. Deputy Governor of the state, Ngozi Odu, who was represented by her Senior Special Assistant on Admin, Dr. Oyil Doris, said collaboration is the key in achieving this feat.
We reaffirm our commitment to accessibility, equitable healthcare under the theme Health. It's on the government. This marks another step towards a healthier, more inclusive Rivers State.
Rivers State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adezi Ore, reaffirmed her ministry's dedication to ensuring financial risk protection for all, particularly the most vulnerable residents of the state.
Every year since 2021, there will always be a question at the National Council on Health at the end of the year. And that question is, what is happening in Rivers State? And our governor answered that question in January 2024. And he said, no more will Rivers State stand behind in the Committee of States of this Federation who are working towards universal health coverage. And in January 2024, he signed the landmark approval for the implementation of the Rivers State Contributory Health Protection Program, which is why we are all gathered here today.
Executive Secretary of Rivers State Contributory Health Protection Program, Dr. Vetty Agala, in her remark, reiterated the organization's steadfast commitment to ensuring that every resident of Rivers State has equitable access to quality health care without the burden of financial hardship.
Today's milestones, breaking barriers, building hope, we take another bold step forward. Our medical outreach program for persons living with disability, coupled with their enrollment into the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, embodies the essence of inclusivity. Additionally, the launch of the SIMJARA, our flagship informal sector plan, marks a pivotal moment for us. Subsidized at just 15,000 naira a year, SIMJARA unlocks access to comprehensive health services for all our rural communities, our market women, artisans, and low-income earners.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed happiness, saying the program demonstrates the government's unwavering focus on inclusivity and its determination to leave no one behind in the journey towards universal health coverage.
It's something of joy to have this privileged to have been considered to be captured in the River State Health Insurance Scheme. So it's something of joy to persons with disability in the state. It shows that there is an inclusivity, there is a kind of inclusion practice here in River State, going by the global agenda of leaving no one behind.
I salute the tenacity of purpose, the courage our governor has deployed in handling the affairs of River State. You can imagine persons with disability in River State will be having free health care through this insurance scheme. So if you are a person with disability in River State, as soon as you are registered, just forget it. You'll always have free medical attention. I think this is a very laudable policy initiative by Governor Siminala Ifubara. We must thank him for this.
We take a pause here. News stories from the build sector up next. Stay with us. Have you join us on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Now to the build sector, where the Lagos State government has sealed over 10 buildings in Victory Estate, Ejibo, for non-compliance with state building codes and regulations. The enforcement action was carried out by the Lagos State Building Control Agency, as disclosed in a statement issued on Sunday by Adu Ademuyiwa, Director of Public Affairs of the agency. The statement highlighted remarks by the General Manager of LASCA, Architect Bolahan Oke, who revealed that most of the sealed buildings were constructed without building plan approval from the state government, constituting a clear violation of Lagos State Building Code. Oke explained that before the enforcement action, LASCA had issued several contravention notices to the building owners and developers, urging them to comply with regulations, but the notices were ignored. The Nigerian Institute of Architects has urged members to address challenges in the housing industry, which demands innovative solutions that prioritize affordability, inclusivity, and sustainability. NIA President Mobolaji Adeniyi, who gave the charge at the yearly general meeting and conference held in Oyo State, called for collaboration with allied disciplines to create synergies that enhance the value of their work, as well as reflect the best of creativity, values, and aspirations. Adeniyi stated that the administration has prioritized these concerns through its agenda, which serves as a guiding framework for the Institute. The agenda focuses on unity, integrity, inclusivity, collaboration, and empowerment. The Senate Committee Chairman on Housing, Aminu Tambuwal, has lamented the negative effect of the free entry into Nigerians' real estate by some wealthy individuals who do so without qualifications. He stated this at the just concluded 5th Lagos Real Estate Marketplace Conference and Exhibitions, themed Reimagining Lagos Landscape, Ensuring Sustainable Real Estate Development Practices, held in Lagos State. Tambuwal said the trend has given rise to unprofessional practices, contributing to risks, fraudulent activities, and questioning the integrity of Nigerian real estate. He added that the effect of this free entry has resulted in practices that need to be tamed to sustain the integrity of professionals in the sector. To wrap up Housing TV News at the top of the hour on the foreign scene, a powerful earthquake struck the Pacific island of Vanuatu in the early hours of today, smashing buildings in the capital Port Vila, including one housing the U.S. and other embassies. The 7.3 magnitude earthquake at a depth of 15.7 kilometers, some 30 kilometers off the coast of Ifate, Vanuatu's main island. A 5.5 magnitude aftershock struck minutes after the main quake, followed by a series of lesser tremors over the following hours. The ground floor of a 4-story block in Port Vila used by the U.S., French, and other embassies were completely flattened. That's the most you can take on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. President Tinubu appoints 8 new permanent secretaries. Federal government, World Bank invests $600 million on rural roads. National Bureau of Statistics says Nigerians export to ECOWAS hit 1.5 trillion naira. Lagos government seals over 10 buildings in Ejigbo over non-compliance with building codes. On the foreign scene, major quake crushes buildings in Vanuatu. TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and App Store to stay connected. I am Flora Ani. Bye for now.
And click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.